All right, we're here. Fatboy FadeAway Sports special Monday night edition, episode 189. Tyler McGurk somewhere out in Sebastopol trying to find Wi-Fi. Tyler, we're out there with you. I got Brian, the main man Johnson. I got Casey Breyer with me, and I got my two sons with me tonight to start the show. Xavier Breyer, Derek Breyer. They can't sit still. You know what it means here on a Monday night. We'll get into NFL Super Bowl predictions. We'll even get their predictions here in a minute. We'll get with Brian what he thinks of his receiver going down as well. Not the conventional way. We'll get into that as well. We'll get into winners and losers of the week. But first, before we do anything, we all feel like the three of us have something we have to say too. There's one little one missing in this picture, and that is my daughter, Grace. She's not here in the picture right now. She had to go to San Francisco last night. She wasn't feeling very good. She wasn't breathing very well. And so she had to go down to the hospital, and she's with Hana right now down there in San Francisco, down there. So little shout out to Grace and to Mom there. Hope you guys are doing good out there. We miss you. We love you, Grace. We talked to her a little bit today. She was watching Little Mermaid, Brian. She was doing some princess movies out there along the way. So she was doing that. Xavier, do you have anything you want to say to sister?
I want to say, Grace, we all love you.
That's very nice of you. We appreciate that. Big brother, you got anything inspiring for us?
Grace, I hope you feel better. We miss you. Hope you come home soon.
All right. We appreciate that. We love you, Grace, out there. We know, Mom, I know you're out there working
get well soon.
Tired. Have to order DoorDash.
I told her to order DoorDash. I said, just go out. And there's plenty of restaurants in San Francisco. Don't go to the cafeteria. Just, not many. Compared to Cloverdale out there, there's got to be 1,000.
I have never seen many restaurants.
How can there? There's probably like what?
2.
The same amount of restaurants in Cloverdale as there is in one block in San Francisco.
I didn't see one without.
It's fine.
There's more restaurants at a shopping mall than there are in Cloverdale.
They could go out. They could go out there with it. Hana says, "Nope, she didn't get it. Come on, you got to get the DoorDash." We were hoping we were getting. Come on, Hana, you can do it out there. Don't want to see what I got. I do want to know what you got. I do. What'd you get? What do you think Hana ordered up
A burrito.
A burrito.
Little Caesars.
Oh,
Yeah.
Starbucks.
Brian, you got a guess?
I'm probably gonna go the vegetarian meal in the cafeteria.
That just sounds like a bad choice right away.
Sounds like she wants to stay in the hospital if she gets that meal.
I can see how to give you some sort of like I like that. I said burrito, but I'm gonna say some sort of quesadilla.
I say burrito.
Well, I want to say too. Hopefully, Gracie.
Grill. Oh, that's nasty.
Gracie.
Good
Grilled chicken.
What did I say?
Wait, what does that say?
You said vegan. Chicken's not vegan.
That does not sound the most appetizing,
Actually
Casey.
sounds delicious.
All right, what was that, Casey? Go ahead.
I just want to say, Gracie, I love you. Uncle Casey's wishing you nothing but the best. Such a sweetheart. I miss you. And just hope you get well soon. Take some of my oxygen if you need it. Breathe out, breathe in. Woosah. And hopefully we'll see a little chunky butt back at home soon. So.
Did you say Musa?
It's offensive.
Woosah. Woosah. Yeah. She doesn't prefer chunky butt anymore. I'm a little disturbed. Although she is turning into a woman. She's 5. So she's
turned into a woman? My gosh. What are you trying to say? What are you trying to turn me into 50 years old already?
She's watching princess movies.
That's funny. Derek. You know the movie Brave on Disney with the red hair on there?
That's terrifying.
You know the one on the there's a bear in that scene but then he comes out. He's like, "Yeah, I want to see Mustafa." So you can't even watch the movie with the red-haired bear. You can't even watch that when you're telling me.
It's terrifying.
Oh my gosh, you're saying this on live TV right now. You can't.
I can say whatever.
I can't say it. So yeah, no, great shout out to you. We love you. Hana, stay hang in there. We thinking about you. I know the boys are. Anything you want to say to Mom?
I can't believe you didn't get a burrito.
I can't believe you didn't get a burrito. The grilled chicken and broccoli. Come on, the DoorDash.
Sounds good, but not the chicken.
You got to get something at Starbucks in the morning. Something from there. That was the one thing about UCSF. They had they have Pete's Coffee right there. In the shop, so they always at least had some sort of stuff that you could get there for sure. So, all right, guys, what did you have for before we get into football? I want to get before I know you guys get out of here with it. What was your Super Bowl picks? What did you have as your picks this year?
I said the Chiefs and the
I
Niners.
think they have Casey talking them up, so they're going to go Raiders, right?
What, Xavier, say it again for Brian in the back row there.
The Chiefs and the Niners.
Whoa, there we go. Who do you have winning?
Chiefs.
The Chiefs beating the Niners.
That's the man, Xavier. There you go.
Casey, what do you have? Or Derek, what do you have?
I have my boys, the Dolphins and the Cardinals.
Dolphins and Cardinals. A Casey type pick right there. Casey type.
Wow. I'm proud of you.
Daren talked them up on that one.
I did not. The Cardinals out behind you. Is that why you said? And then the Cardinals out right behind me. I swear, it has nothing to
I
do
love
with
the
it.
go.
I swear that has nothing to do with the Cardinals out right there. With the Cardinals there.
Brainwashing them.
Like
Two
when it came
animals.
over
I'm telling
for,
you,
for,
it's two
for
animals.
DirecTV Cardinals.
Cardinals. Yeah. Brian, you get that right now. You get that. That's funny. All right. So appreciate you guys jumping on with us. What is it? Good night to the people out there, the fans out there. All right. We'll see you in a few minutes. All right. Don't wreck the house. See you in a few. Bye. All right.
Your son just dabbed on the way out.
That is definitely what Xavier does. Xavier's a dabber with it.
No, Derek was the dabber.
Hey, get back here, boys, now. No, just kidding.
Definitely risky pick the Cardinals. Come on.
Yeah. The night kids, they got there. They're good night with it. They're heading out there with it. Good night everywhere with it. What do you have with Brian? I want to go with. Let's get into the NFL things with it here. Oh, he's back on. He might make guest appearances. I had Super Bowl picks. I had Niners v Bills as well. Who do you have for? Who did you have last night again? You had Niners and who?
The Niners and the Ravens.
Niners and the Ravens. Casey, who do you got for Super Bowl pick this year?
I got the Bengals, and then I got was it for? I would say Raiders, but that's just being a homer. But I would say Bengals, and I'll go with the Dolphins.
Blue Dolphins.
Ooh, a little Blue Dolphins there as well. A little Blue and Run there.
I thought I'd have the Raiders at 13-4 and home field advantage already.
No, remember 11-6, Brian. Correct. So they have to go through the wild card game, and I don't know. I don't have to answer this question. This one's up to Daren. So.
Hana, did you feed the kids? Yes, but yes, my mom brought over pasta as I cleaned that.
So you didn't feed the kids.
Well, I microwaved it, and
Your mom fed
that. Hey, Brian, you watch your mouth. They've fed it over there. So
Daren ordered DoorDash.
I said, what do you Niners Bills? It always felt like that'd be because Berman picked that like 8 straight years. That was like kind of his fate, maybe even longer than that. It does feel like to me, both teams should be like the most hungry to win the Super Bowl, right? I would think those would be the teams.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Ryan and my wife's trying to. Yes, we got to entertain everybody. That's the key. They're in with it. You don't think the Niners, Bills are the? I mean, could there be a surprise team like the Raiders? Could our Raiders surprise? Is that Minshew? Could he do something like? Or you just think like that's all crazy talk for us? Like we can't. I've said 9 wins. Like is that too much for me?
I mean, you got to at least come out the first game and try to win that one. Because if you drop the first game, then it's going to get into that negative mindset, and Devontae Adams is going to go put his hands up and go, I don't know what to say anymore.
That's a tough. What is this, college? You're putting the first game means everything. There's 16 more after this.
This is for
Come
Brian.
on.
You got to get off to a good start, Casey.
What happens if the Niners lose the first game?
This is not going to happen.
So. Yeah, you're such a homer.
Brian is Brian last night. That was so funny. You're like, everybody's going at Purdy. I was like, how can you say everybody's going at Purdy? Everybody, you and Brandon had him as the number 1 quarterback in the NFC. I had him as number 2 quarterback in the NFC.
Well, Matthew Stafford, what a wild choice. Any quarterback in the NFC.
What's wrong with Stafford as the number 1 quarterback in the NFC? Is that terrible, Casey? Is that an awful pick? Top quarterback in the NFC? Is that wild? I'll kind of have to put something at the bottom here. But is that
if anybody's ahead of Purdy, it's Hurts.
I don't think it's awful, but I definitely wouldn't choose him.
If I can get it, maybe I still have it up on the screen here from last night. Oh yeah, here it is. I have these are my top 15 quarterbacks at NFC. Mine's on the far left there. Brian's is right next to me. So I had Stafford, and I had Stafford 1, Purdy, Hurts, Prescott, Cousins as my top 5. Goff, Love, Mayfield, Caleb, and Derek Carr 10. Brian had Purdy, of course, number 1. And then Hurts number 2.
See what's wrong with having Purdy in 1.
Well, what's wrong with having a Super Bowl champion number 1? I feel like you're killing me for this one, and I don't understand.
Because they got bounced in the first round last year. Come on, man.
Oh, Casey, help me on this one. Am I an idiot? Stafford 1. Adam said I was an idiot, but then Adam said he had number 3, and I was like, well, that's not even that far from number 1. What are we talking?
I mean, my list would probably go, I don't know, Purdy, just piss off Brian. I'll probably go with Jalen Hurts, then Brock Purdy, and then Jordan Love. And then, I don't know, I probably put.
You have Love that high too.
And then Prescott, I put probably right behind Love.
Man.
I mean, so Love beat Prescott last year. I mean, when they went head to head.
No love for Stafford?
I don't know. I mean, he was great when he was like that run with the Rams. He's still on them, but I mean, when they had Donald and I know it just tired, but I mean, their team was loaded. Yeah. But I mean, they traded away Jared Goff for Matt Stafford, so obviously he's better than Goff. But I mean,
no, I hear you.
I think his best years are behind him.
No, I would say that's probably a fair take in that regard. His best years are probably behind him. Brian, does that make you feel better in that regard? If his best years are behind him, that makes sense there.
I just don't know why people were slurping the Rams so much this year, but
well, it's because the Niners are going to struggle this year.
2 guys on Talking the Gridiron had the Rams going.
We signed Ayuk. That's what
you had the Rams going to the NFC Championship game last night. You had the Rams going to the NFC Championship game versus your Niners, and then you just say,
I didn't have them beating us in the division.
Trying to have your cake and eat it too over here.
All right, I love it, Johnson. That's a good take there. I'll give it to you. What do you got? All right, so that's fair enough. What do you think of MVP this year? Who do you have winning the MVP, Brian? If the Niners go,
I'm not going to go homer here.
if they go 17-0, they're probably going to get an MVP.
Who do you got, Brian? Who do you got for MVP
for the whole league? I'm actually going to go surprise and go Josh Allen. I think he's got a lot to prove. Diggs left, and I still think he has a great team in Buffalo, and I think he'll trim down the interceptions, and he's got the talent to do it. So,
what's this Sharks for Cup tuning in here? We got Brock Purdy is not a top 3 quarterback. He can be, but currently no chance. Or I guess he said no way. So be a little kind of there.
He's got plenty to worry about the Sharks next year.
Hey, buddy, you always can't just use that as your bailout. We gotta have simple conversation. That's funny.
Stick to the grass sports, Brian. Stick to the grass.
What do you think, Case?
I got Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I got Allen too.
I think coming back from his injury,
Slim Shady.
Still got a great team. I mean, Bengals. I mean, they got some firepower. I mean, I know they lost Mixon, but I still think they're a damn good team. So.
What's the deal with Chase right now, though? I hear.
I don't really know, to be honest. I just know that something ain't right now, but I think it'll be fine though.
I guess supposedly he wants 1 cent more than Jefferson. Just only 1 cent.
1 cent. I want 1 cent anymore. I want for that.
Just one more penny. That's all.
I think he probably wants $40 million a year, which, man, that's a lot of money.
So Casey has Burrow. Chase, I heard he's walking around in practice. That was the key. He's out there walking with it. Who do you have maybe, Brian, for like a breakout player this year? Who's somebody that maybe can break out this year? I'm going to go rookie style Marvin Harrison Jr. on the Cardinals. I think he could be a breakout player. Is there anybody that comes to mind where you think he might be able to break out?
Well, if Jamar Chase is out for like a couple weeks, I could say T. Higgins.
I'll give you T. Casey, you got anybody?
I think Isaiah Pacheco is going to have a phenomenal year. I can't believe you gave him up in your draft.
I got Samuel in the 3rd round instead. What are you talking about?
No, I just think
their
there's
backup
so much
running
volume.
back is going to be out the first 4 games, so he's definitely
Should I
going to get
take-
carries.
Brian, should I take George Kittle? I got a chance here in just a second. Should I take Mr. George? Is that a safe
You have
pick?
a chance to get Laporta from Detroit because, I mean, I'd love that guy.
No, George is the best I can get in the 5th round. I feel like that's a good value if I get big George value.
Yeah, then definitely take George.
Case, what do you got another one?
No, I was just going to say, I was like, if you ask Brian if he'd take Kittle, I mean, what do you think he's going to say? Come on.
Is there an overhyped player you think of, Casey, in the NFL?
An overhyped player? I mean, that comes off the top of my head. I mean, I don't know if he's even overhyped anymore,
But for you, it's overhyped, maybe.
Russell Wilson.
He's not starting. Is he starting for?
He's even hyped anymore.
Yeah, he's starting. They announced him the starter.
So Fields is the backup.
I just mean, like, in the last few years, like, every time it's like, well, you know, they got Russell Wilson, Denver got him, then it's like the Steelers, and it's like, he's, you know, I don't know. It's just like he keeps getting jobs, and he hasn't proven it for the last, like, he only had, like, the 4 years in Seattle, and I don't know. He had such a great defense. I mean, I just don't think he was all that great to even, like, I mean, he's not close to a Hall of Fame. I know he's got the Super Bowl, but I don't think he's that caliber of a quarterback the way he gets talked about. Or, like, how he can save the Steelers. Like, I don't know. One guy that I just think he's just been overhyped his whole career.
How about Jordan Love? Is he over?
No.
He was terrible the first part last year. Terrell was saying, like, well, it takes a team effort. He did come on strong. Is there a world where that was just a good second half?
They had the youngest team in the NFL, like,
right,
almost by like ever. And I mean, his receivers. So I mean, they pretty much. I mean, he gave the Niners a good game at least. You know, I mean, took them past the first round. So I don't see why not. Like, I don't know. I think Jordan Love's a hell of a quarterback.
I like it. Brian, you got somebody overhyped or somebody that kind of
Trevor Lawrence for sure. I don't know.
That's a good one.
Is he going to get over that hump? You know.
See, Love too. He's got it. There it is. We got a little love shack. Brian, you were ripping on them last night a little bit too, Mr. Love. With it, I think Goff kind of belongs in the overhyped category. I'm curious to see if he can kind of that team with the Lions. Like, I'm just curious to see if they have the same magic, right? Kind of like, can Goff sustain that? I'm just curious how he does, because sometimes he can be very. Didn't he have a game on Thanksgiving or something like that this year? It was terrible. Did he have a game where he had like 4 turnovers to start the game? Something crazy like that this year. Goff.
Yeah, that was against the Ravens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there with it. Casey, what do you think of? I want to go with the Raiders there for a second. What do you make of the Raiders? Do you think there were how is it 9 wins, or do you think we're going to get 10 or 11?
I've said 11 for the last few weeks at least.
All right, we're staying with it, Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, I really do.
Level. I thought he'd be at 13, but I guess
that's too high. That's too much. I think 11 is just right there, because they ended the season, I mean, as good as you can, especially with an interim head coach. I think they're flying around on defense at the end of the year. I think that's going to continue. I mean, you got Malcolm Kuntz, Max Crosby, and then I always forget the guy that picked up from Miami, Christian Wilkins, I think, or something like that. So he's going to be a stud. I think their front line, they probably have one of the best front lines in all of football.
We need that rookie from last year to step up too.
Yeah, that'll be big too. I mean, I think, you know, I think they finally had structure for the first time. There's not like a lot of turnover. So I think Jack Jones will stay in the cornerback position. Obviously, he's a bright spot at the end of the year. It'll be interesting letting go of Josh Jacobs, see if Zamir White can handle that load, because Josh Jacobs was a freaking beast. He still is. But that'll be interesting. The Devontae Adams, I mean, they got a ton of weapons. They got Brock Bowers. They got Michael Mayer. With the guy they got from the Patriots last year, I'm blanking on his name, the wide receiver, Jacoby Myers. So, I mean, I think they're loaded. They got all the skill positions I think they need. They just finally have the coaching, I think, for the first time, which is it's going to be a fun year, I think, for the Raiders.
I'd give Antonio Pierce Coach of the Year if he could get 11 wins out of that team.
Out of that team, you're saying it like it's a bad team.
If he gets that, he's
They're
coaching.
not loaded. Come on, Casey.
This is the best, I think, talent they've had on their team in quite some time, dude. In quite some time. I think probably the most talented team they've probably had, I would say close going back to the early 2000s.
Especially on defense. That's Brian. That's at least where they're at least have more. You know, like remember, like I would say defensively. I don't know if I'm.
You
I
can't even
go,
compare him to the Rich Gannon and Charlie Garner.
They got to prove it still. They got to prove it still. They got
Yeah.
a long ways to go.
Come
They got a
on,
long
dude.
ways to go. But I like Casey's optimism. I'll take him on it. Who's an easy player for you guys to root against?
Aaron Rodgers, easily.
Man hater.
He just thinks he's God's gift to anything, man.
Well, tell me how you really feel. Come on. Where's this start from? Is it from the Green Bay days, or is it because the hiatus in the off season? What do you think?
I mean,
Like,
this just the way he acts. Like his own brother can't stand him. He hates his guts. I mean,
Casey, I can't stand Kelsey a little bit now. So last year throwing the helmet, bumping my boy Andy Reid. And yeah, I can't accept that. I kind of find him a little annoyed a little bit.
see, there you go, Ryan. Have some reality with the Raiders. Come on.
Well, I'm not saying they're going to be a stud, but they could get 11 wins. That's the max that Minshew could get. That is the max. There's no way they could get more than that.
That's what I said.
That would be like getting like.
That would be like if everything would have to go your way to even get to 11.
That'd be like Brian saying the Niners are going 17-0. That's what that
I don't know about that. I'm just saying you're going to have a lot of things. You're going to have to like Bowers is just going to have to be just a stud coming out. And sometimes tight ends coming out of college can be suspect. Just because look at Kyle Pitts. I mean, he hasn't looked like the guy since college.
All right, Taylor hater, why Kelsey? I am not a Taylor hater because of Kelsey. That's not. No, she does a phenomenal job. She controls the crowd very well and uniquely. I can appreciate that as well. But I'm
Daren's straying away from the Swifties. He doesn't want that heat.
I don't want that hate. We're not going.
Well, you gotta be honest.
Traveling to
Argentina. Mahomes actually saying that. Oh, she's gonna draw up plays. I mean, Mahomes would probably crumple that up and throw it in the garbage.
Well, it sounds like
get it out of here.
Sounds like Xavier with his Super Bowl picks. Your teardrops are going to be on a guitar at the end of this year, right? So.
What did Derek have? Dolphins, Cardinals.
According to my prediction, they're not even going to make it there.
Brian, I got to ask you this before we move on to kind of another part of it. Is yesterday I always notice it in the podcast, especially during like football season. I want to respectfully let's have a legit conversation about this. Hopefully, this is your defensiveness towards your San Francisco 49ers. Like there is
you guys are coming at me hot.
The Rams is not coming at you hot. That is not just me last night.
Terrell's coming at me hot, dude. You can admit that. He's mad from all those Steve Young, Montana years when they kept knocking him out in the divisional. So he's a little bit bitter from that.
All right, I'll get maybe you're a little bitter with that. I'll give you that. But I just want to say I have noticed you do get a little intense when somebody's like Stafford #1, Purdy 2. I'm like, and you're ripping me about Stafford. I'm like, but Purdy's #2. Like, right? I mean, what am I? And then you're killing me for saying the Niners. And I like, I have the Niners winning the Super Bowl. I'm still getting killed over here. I love the passion. And I love I love you and Jimmy last night. You guys were great.
After you made that comment about the comment I made on X, a lot of people actually came over and defended me for saying that. They actually thought Purdy, it's not even a comparison saying, Matthew Stafford's first 7 years, you got to like give Purdy more. You know what I mean? That's what they're saying.
I agree. I think you have a point there with that. I think I'm not going to lie there. There is something there with that. I noticed that.
And Stafford did have the best receiver in the game, Calvin Johnson. So
you do. I'm just saying, like, I noticed that you do love your Niners. That is something. And yet last night when you brought Tony Banks, he brought Tony Banks to the table last night, Casey. He brought
Tony Banks.
Tony Banks for the Rams. It was coming out.
One of the guys is from St. Louis, so I had to give him a cheap shot.
Hey, you're going old school out here. Tony Banks. Man.
I said unnecessary cheap shot. No,
I think it's always been a problem. I mean, I would get sporting news and I wouldn't agree with the power rankings. I'd probably be complaining. It's the way I'm always going to be about the 49ers. And
you take it personal.
Either put up or shut up. Put up or shut up.
Who annoys you the most on, like, who's the most famous guy that annoys you about the Niners?
Like, I mean, their takes.
Yeah.
I think it was always like, not Green Cohen, but his dad when he used to write for the Press Democrat. He was just, he was so negative with everything, man.
How about your boy Dick Wright? He's got to be on the list of that.
Yeah, he's definitely on there. And I definitely would go number 3, Casey, and then number 4. Number 4, I would go Amanda's dog because I think Bob taught him to hate the 49ers because I came over there and he looked like he wanted to tear my head off.
He doesn't get inside much, so he didn't know what you were. He got in there. He doesn't get inside much. All right, so we got NFL. Brian, anything from the NFL season? You got the game Thursday night. We got Chiefs, Ravens.
And it sounds like I know there was wildfires in Brazil, but it sounds like the game's going to be played on Friday in Brazil. So
is that where it's supposed to be played, in Brazil?
Yeah.
Brian, I didn't even know that. They're finally using that Olympic stadium they built 8 years ago for something. That's good to know they used it for that. Brian, I
guess one of the Eagles cornerbacks isn't about it. He said that they basically told him not to leave his hotel room because I guess there's a lot of crime over there and they don't want anybody to basically get messed up like Ricky Purcell got messed up a couple of days ago.
San Francisco is much worse than Brazil. Oh, we know. Just go.
He got shot through the chest. I mean,
I know.
That's pretty bad.
That's pretty bad. He's so lucky to be alive. He's so lucky.
Yeah, I know.
It went through his mom said
I can't believe somebody went after his Rolex. Like, come on, man.
He's so lucky. I mean, that's like literally one of the luckiest things you could have. Like, what is mom?
Yeah.
Literally, you can't get a lucky.
Yeah, when you don't miss, like, you miss all the vital organs.
Oh,
that's pretty. Someone definitely looking down on him for sure. That's terrible, though. It's crazy, though. Like, you think about that stuff. It's just like you're talking about the game in Brazil, but it's like, man, people always forget. Like, when you got that amount of money, and he's just a rookie too. It just shows you it's not like you're always a target in a sense.
Oh yeah.
I think they put him on the non-football exempt list, so he's going to miss at least the first 4 games of the season. They said today.
Yeah,
that makes sense. It's out week 1. That was it. Brian, I do want to say this is kind of how I imagine you with people on that Facebook account. Like, this is just something I want to this is kind of like you could be Tony La Russa or Dusty Baker, whoever you want to be here. This is kind of how I just imagine you going at it.
Go from there. Some hostility.
So am I Dusty or Tony La Russa?
Either one. I don't even care. Did you see Casey online?
For those of you who read lips, he's saying, I'm not happy.
I can see Brian doing that. I can see Brian just kind of going at the guy, saying, hey. I
couldn't believe the way that guy went after Debo, and then I just said, take the negativity somewhere else, and he's got to call me Frankenstein. Like, come on, dude.
Brian, how many fantasy football leagues are you in?
Well, I did a bunch today. Like, I did 4 live drafts in one day.
How many do you care about?
Only one, the Yahoo Money League.
No, you're supposed to say all of them.
You got one of them. Casey, are you doing any?
I haven't done one yet, but I'm going to do one this year because I feel like I was telling homeboy Nick, I was like, I feel like I'm more invested in the season. Like, if you do a fantasy, you just have more of an interest. And in certain games, they're blowouts.
The first game is Thursday, right?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But I figure,
And just to let everybody know, The game on Friday is just on Peacock, so you better have Peacock.
What is the NFL doing, man? God, screwing over the little man all the time. They just can't let us win.
I have Peacock. Hannah likes a lot older, so it's a good thing for me.
It is kind of crazy though if you think about it though. Like
And
how
I get
I feel like
WWE.
that's a cheap shot at me somehow.
I get WWE for it too. I get that because that's on there as well. So
that's
we got to watch the Bash in Berlin for 6 hours.
Man, that's what I wanted.
The crowd was off the hook in Bash in Berlin.
Oh, it was great. We got to see their
I don't know
man.
what they were saying, but they were chanting.
They got to see their main man Gunther.
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 This is the only country that can
So
respect
who do you guys got in the first two games?
I'm going to take the Ravens to win first week, the first game, and then I'm going to take the Eagles to win the second one.
Who you got, Brian?
I got Packers and Chiefs. I don't know. It just seems like the Chiefs have the Ravens number, especially in Kansas City.
Yeah, I'll probably go roll with the Chiefs too on that one, and then I don't know, Packers, I guess. I didn't say that very confidently, but
no, you did not. You did not say that very confidently. I did not say that. What do you make, Casey? We got Steph Curry gets 1 year, $62.9 million. Not a bad deal.
it's a pretty damn good deal if you ask me. Second highest paid player in the NBA now, behind LeBron, I believe. So that gives him, I think, 2 or 3 more years with the Dubs. I think it's 3 years total, right? I believe. And the only reason he couldn't sign is because he reached over a certain age, so they can only offer him that 1 year contract. I guess that's how it is in the NBA now. Once you reach that age, you can't offer more than a 1 year. So I like it though. I mean, shit, I'm just happy to get to see the greatest player ever in the Bay Area for basketball to stick around for another few years. I think it's just amazing.
$62 million for 1 year. That's just a nuts contract. Though,
Right? He's got a show on Peacock called Throwbacks.
Oh my! Really? That's what it's called? Throwback?
Yeah, Steph Curry. Yeah.
Daren's out of the loop.
There's the funniest video of they put Steph Curry's face in Stone Cold, and it says above it that Klay Thompson's going to Dallas, and it shows Steph Curry like giving Vince McMahon a Stone Cold stunner in the middle.
Everybody's a fan of that when we get that, right, Johnson? Casey, I asked last night on Football Bonanza, do you prefer CBS, NBC, Fox, or ESPN music?
The music?
Yeah, like the intro stuff.
Yeah, NBC, Fox, ESPN, or that was it, right? You said?
Yeah.
I mean, NBC is always a classic.
Sunday night football.
Well, I'm thinking more of the basketball, I guess, but
no, it's gotta be football.
Yeah, I mean, still probably go with NBC. I mean, CBS is pretty dull. I don't know. It's like I feel like CBS is like the show for the elderly white man that's still watching the game, hoping they had leather hats still playing. But
here, let's get it on for you. I got it up for you. Here's CBS first. Here we go.
I remember you fell asleep during a Sims broadcast.
Yes, we did.
That's
CBS. Sunday night. And then here's Monday night. So those are that's what you got to choose from. Which one would you go with?
It's still a tough one. It kind of swayed me towards Fox a little bit, I guess.
That's what I had to get it up there for you, just so you could kind of get a legit shot at what you needed up there. Did you get the legit shot up there with it? Yeah. No, I think that changes everything when you get that. When you get to see that with it. Did you guys? Anything else? Did you guys see what else caught my attention this week? I did it this week for 7th inning stretch, but we did a conversation of Soto and Judge could be the best MLB duo ever. And then Ohtani, guys, it's a legitimate shot. He's going to get 50-50.
Oh, yeah. He had 3 stolen bases today, I think.
There's a shot he's going to get 50-50. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's insane, dude. He's a beast. I mean, did you see the other game? That was ridiculous. I was like, I forget who they were playing.
He's got 46 stolen bases, Casey, right now, and 44 home runs, and he's got like 24 games left to get it.
Oh yeah, that's totally legit, dude. I mean, it's ridiculous, dude. Like, I mean, he's just an incredible player, man. How do you guys think I was watching this when Freeman or Ohtani, Betts, and Freeman went back to back to back to start the game? I love the announcer. He goes, "Well, maybe they should have just walked them all to get the Teoscar Hernandez."
We got to give Jessica a shout out here, though, real quick. We'll humor anybody. That's the key with that, especially Taylor. No hate. We love Mr. No, I hear you, Keith, on that too. I mean, Tyler made an argument that that these guys are going to start coming a little bit more. Like they're going to start like coming up like a little bit, develop a little bit more in the system. I said he's a one-on-one. He's not going to happen for another 100 years. That's still what I say. It's not going to happen in our lifetime.
No, I think the one thing that does make it a little different is you got the pitch clock. So I don't know if that's a little bit more inviting the steal bases because you can time it a little bit better. But Otani's just freak, dude. He's one of one for sure. I mean, he has Tommy John. That's why he's not pitching. He's still crushing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's ridiculous. I mean, the one thing I think that's really disappointing to me, I was going to ask you guys about this. I'm glad you brought it up in a sense, was do you think because of all the steroid era that these records are tarnished and that's why no one really cares about baseball as much? Because if these records were still out,
I still watch.
But do you think if those records were without the asterisks, do you think more people would be inclined to watch like these chases right now?
Absolutely.
Like it saved baseball, but it killed baseball. You know what I mean?
Remember Roger Maris Jr. a couple of years ago, and remember all the Giants fans who got all upset because he was like, "He's the real home run champion."
How do you not put Barry Bonds or Roger Clemens in the Hall of Fame?
They were all getting upset at him. He's the real champion right there. No, I hear you. I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. Somebody said it the other day. He's like, well, him and Sheffield, blah blah blah. I was like, Bud Selig did. He's like, well, that's a fair argument. That ends it basically for everybody. But I say Mr. Bud's in the Hall of Fame along the way. But I'm just saying 101. What did you guys think of college football this week? Anything stick out to you? Saban and McAfee on the pregame. Saban dropping the S bomb there on national TV as well. Getting good ratings. Brian, what's your takeaway from college football before we get to winners and losers?
It feels like the Miami Hurricanes might be back. That was a big win going into Florida, and they dominated them. And the last time they did that, they won the national championship. So, and there's going to be a 12-game playoff this year in college football. So,
what do you think, Case? Any college football stand out to you?
There's a few games. I mean, you expect the beatings. Ohio State gives the Akron, or those 63-0 Furman, stuff like that. But I think the one game that kind of really stuck out to me, I think it was the LSU USC. USC actually looked pretty damn good, at least defensively too. That was the best defense I've ever seen a Lincoln Riley team have. LSU pretty much kind of pooped themselves the rest of the game. I mean, they had a chance to win it. They're up 13-10 and 17-13, and then let them get it. I never get that. How do you let the guy get a deep pass, get out of bounds, and then you get the personal foul on top of it, and then rush it in the win? But yeah, I think it's going to be a fun season, especially that first weekend. It's always tough. I think the one thing that's
even without the Pac-12.
Was there even really a Pac-12? I mean, it was there, but I think the only team was USC and UCLA and Oregon that ever competed in that. So I don't even make that big a deal of the conferences anymore. I mean, it is what it is. It's all just about money. And I mean, God, dude, it's the free agents of like basically conferences. It changes like every freaking year. It feels like.
Brian, what do you got?
Like Florida State's in trouble, dude.
They've been in trouble for a while, haven't they?
Yeah. But I mean, there's like a picture of them losing to Boston College at halftime, and it shows the coach sweating.
It's sweating. Maybe he's a little out of shape.
A little out of shape. He's a little tuckered out there. Brian, do you
think there's a possibility that they bring Dion in there to Florida State? No,
I think that's always been a possibility.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that there's a 2-minute warning in college now?
Is there?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That changed. I didn't.
They call it a 2-minute something, but we all know it's a 2-minute warning. I don't know
Water
what
break.
Yeah, basically they call it their own little, but it's a 2-minute warning. Sorry,
This might
you
be
can't change it.
this might be a longer winners and losers and longer than usual. But do you guys have any winners of the week? Brian, you got any winners of the week?
I definitely gotta say the NFL because football's coming back on Thursday.
How about Gunther? Is he winner of the week?
Yes, he is because I thought he dominated Randy Orton in that match. So
Is CM
definitely
Punk the
Gunther.
next guy then?
Yeah, he's gonna be the next guy who's gonna challenge him.
I saw McIntyre tonight. Look out for him. Look out, little McIntyre actually.
The McIntyre.
I don't
Casey,
think McIntyre's done with him yet.
That was a good fight. That was a good one last night. Case, what do you have for winner of the week?
We got to rock with Caitlin Clark, man. Still killing it as soon as she got back. The team really, but she had her career. She had the career high 31 points, and then the Fever, they look good, brother. She's playing. You can tell the more she's played this year, the more and more comfortable she's got. I mean, she's a beast, man. She's going to be a hell of a basketball player for quite some time, man. It's fun to watch her play. It's probably the only woman I've watched actually legitimately where I look forward and look up what time the games are at.
Some of the passes at her, and you knew that was going to be the case. It was just going to take them a little time to get there. She got shoved down again. I saw by the Chicago team.
Yeah.
That always is going to draw the more hype right along the way. Case, look at this catch from. I'm not sure if you saw it from this week.
I
But look
did.
At the catch.
It was ridiculous.
Michael Harris.
beauty of putting
Look at this
yourself in that
bad boy,
position.
Brian.
Hayes hits it deep to right center. Harris is back. He reaches up. Oh, my! He brought it back.
And that's the
One more time.
beauty of putting yourself in that position.
Hayes hits it deep to right center. Harris is back.
Definitely deserves
He
winner of
reaches
the
up.
week.
Oh, my!
That's so good right there. That's so good.
That's impressive.
That's so good. Johnson's right there on that.
That's like a Jim Edmonds type catch.
Is this that we can get Brian's team up on the list here? Is that a winner of the week?
That's
here,
definitely a winner of the week.
You got Josh Allen,
Did-
Jefferson Moore, Pacheco. You got my boy Pacheco. You got Mixon, Laporta, Diggs. Wow, Brian, nice job. Was that a 2-man team? What do you got there?
Two-man league?
No, it's an 8-team league.
All right, that's a pretty good team, man. Is that money league? Money league. So we had to get
Just
John.
go ahead and hand me the trophy.
Is Lunzel in this one as well?
Yeah, he is.
So you got big Lunzel in that one. I thought that was I thought this was kind of a funny one too. Along the way, Casey, this was the headline for this was dudes whenever the ball is hit towards a girl during a co-ed softball game that with the White Sox and the Rangers. Here we go. Oh, the guy. Oh no, we're not gonna let him field it.
That's pretty bad.
I thought that was kind of funny along the way too. Hey, we're not.
Are they still stuck at 30? Are they still at 31 wins?
Yes, they've lost. That was one of my losers of the week. You guys can keep talking. I'm just going to get videos up as we kind of go here just for fun. But also a winner of the week, Casey, I thought, my gosh, little white point guard here was the guy McConnell, 4 years, $45 million for the Pacers. Yeah. That's a winner of the week. Loser of the week. Tragic accident there with the guys for the hockey players, though passing away. That guy that was drunk on the sideline or drunk driving and killed the brother and the two brothers before the sister's wedding. So that guy just big, you know what? So that was a massive loser of the week. There was a two, but I thought that one for sure. And the White Sox losing 11 straight. It looks like they're going to break the 120 loss mark there. So I'll get some videos up here as you guys are doing losers of the week. Brian, you got one. Then we'll get to Casey.
Yeah, I'll go the whole city of San Francisco. You got to start cleaning stuff up. There's football players that are getting shot now, so they need to clean stuff up in that city.
Casey, what do you got for loser?
Yeah, man, you're right though about that, Brian. That's just terrible, dude. I can't believe it. It's becoming so normal now. It's I don't know. It's just something's got to be done about that. It's just a mess out there. Loser. I don't know if I really have a particular loser this week. I mean that draft that Brian had wasn't the best, but I'll let that go. But I'll say loser of my week.
Yeah, good
I
luck
think
doing
it's-
the trade with Casey. Remember Original Six? Like the guy never did trades. The guy
Billy
never
Wagner
did
was
one
tough to
thing.
get. Billy
It
Wagner
was
was
tough. It was tough something good. I would say Pat McAfee taking his shirt off, just
Oh,
doing
good
his
God.
thing, getting drunk. I don't know. I can only stand so much of him. I think he's great, but sometimes it's like it is a WWE show. But I get it. Yeah, I don't know. But it was just a little too much for me, I guess.
Here's the
I
saving
guess
thing.
my loser of the week is Michigan. You're not going to be very good this
Did they
year.
beat Fresno State?
I thought they lost.
Casey, they lose to Fresno State? We're
I
not college.
wasn't.
I thought I
We have
saw a
always said here
picture.
on Fatboy FadeAway Sports that we are not college football friendly. You do not come to us for college football talk. That is not where you go to. We'll watch it here and there, but it's not going to be there. Brian Johnson, obviously, TMZ, he's supposed to get that done for me. No, we got that. Here's that thing
Am
we
I
were talking
supposed to
about
come out and go Jim Harbaugh's daughters at Michigan?
with our balls. Oh,
Is
Brian.
I
that
wouldn't even
Harbaugh?
know where Jim Harbaugh's daughter goes to. So.
I like how you say his name.
That's got to be the greatest thing I've ever heard when you say that. I love that you say it that way. That's what I think. All right, Brian,
Does everyone like that?
this will be our throwback video of the week.
You did a commercial.
Brian, you can go at me after this.
Does everyone like basketball? Everybody understand?
You want to do something to help your community?
We're going to do some fundamental work,
You just got to get off the bench.
and we're going to do some drills.
I'm about to pull a Tyler and bail out right now. After that San Francisco.
Anyone can get involved. It's worth it.
Okay, the most important thing today
You
is
did
we're going
it.
to
You
have fun.
pissed him off.
Team up to improve.
Oh, Brian, you're a good sport. We got it.
You did
Oh,
it.
he left on it.
You did it. He finally
did.
pissed him off too much.
Oh, he left on it. He left on it. Oh, that's
He
good.
finally did it. He
Oh,
couldn't
he
take the
finally
Niner
did.
bashing. That was
good. Too
that
long.
might have just. I don't know if we'll see him for another week.
We might. That might kill him on that one.
If the Niners lose, he's really not going to be talking to you.
He's really done with it. I want to shout out though Grace one more time. Appreciate you, Grace. Love you. We'll hope to see you. Hope to see you soon at home. Case, thanks for jumping on
Yeah, for sure,
as
man.
well. Brian, it's all in good fun. We'll see you on the next one there with it too. Maybe we will. We'll see if the Niners lose. Like you said, Monday night loss. That could be breaking news with it. So, all right, we'll see with it. Casey, we'll see you on the next one. All right, my friend.
Man,